Coming to the Zener diode, we have different functions of basic Zener diode, which has like in reverse, in forward bias it will be acting like a normal diode, and in reverse bias it is acting as if like a unique peculiar characteristics, like it will be acting like a constant voltage source in reverse bias. In coming to the different example, let us take this we have already discussed about the electrical equivalent circuit and the series resistance. Now, uh, this is a practically available Zener diode. In PN Junction diode, the available series of the diode was 1N4007, which we have discussed. Now, here in Zener diode, the diode configuration number will be 1N4740. And these are the given parameters. Now, let us calculate the input voltage range for this particular circuit. Here we have the current limiting resistor of 220 ohms, and here this is the input which is variable, and this is what we have to calculate. And we have the Zener voltage as 10 volts, and the corresponding Zener minimum current and as well as maximum current are been given here. Here we don't have any current division, and whatever the Zener current that will be flowing through the Zener diode will be same as the current flowing through the resistor. Here the minimum Zener current is given, the maximum Zener current is given. Nothing but the minimum current flowing through the R is given and the maximum current flowing through the R is given. Then by based on this, we will calculate the voltage drop across the resistor of 220 ohms. What is the minimum voltage drop? What is the maximum voltage drop? Coming to the minimum voltage drop, I into R will be your voltage drop, where I is the same Zener current. As we are talking about minimum voltage drop, the drop across the resistor will be found by multiplying the resistor value with the minimum Zener current. Similarly, in order to find the maximum Zener current, you have to multiply the maximum Zener current with your value of the resistor. By this, we will get a minimum Zener current into resistor, that is minimum Zener current is 0.25 milliampere into 220 ohms will give 55 millivolts. This is the minimum drop across the resistor of having the resistance of 220 volts. Similarly, maximum voltage drop across the resistor is found by maximum Zener current into your 220 volts. Sorry, 220 volts, right? This is a 220 volts. Here you will get the maximum voltage. Here this is your minimum voltage. Minimum voltage, and this is the maximum voltage drop. Minimum voltage drop to maximum voltage. Now applying KVL here, you will get the minimum input voltage and the maximum input voltage. Minimum input voltage you will be getting when minimum drop and the minimum current is flowing through the diode, whereas VZ remains constant for maximum as well as minimum voltage. 10 plus 55 millivolts will be your minimum input voltage, that is 10.055 volts. Now coming to the maximum voltage, 22. Why 22? Because maximum voltage drop. 22 plus the voltage across the Zener diode, that is 1 and 4740 is 10 volts. 10 volts plus 22 volts. That will be giving 32 volts. Now the regulation voltage or the input regulatory voltage is approximately from minimum value of 10 volts to 32 volts. This is one of the basic application of Zener diode. Zener diode, what we have to do is, in if you want a constant voltage application, so where you need a constant voltage across the load, then you can use Zener diode for the type of application. This is one example. Now coming to the next one, how Zener is limiting. Suppose if you take this circuit, this is the input AC supply. It is just like a flipper circuit. Flipper and clamper will be studying in coming classes. What is flipper, what is clamper, what actually is the purpose of flipper. Right for now, remember here this Zener is having some sort of reverse voltage. Sorry, uh, maximum reverse bias voltage or constant voltage source. Once it break down, then the breakdown occurs, it will be having constant voltage, nothing but Vz. Now, let us assume this, if you see, this is the positive and this is negative. Positive connected to negative cathode of the xenon diode will indicate this diode is in reverse bias condition. In reverse bias condition, what happens? Whenever your uh, in reverse bias condition, what happens? Whenever your breakdown in your voltage, reverse voltage, or the input voltage exceeds your breakdown voltage of Zener diode, then it will be acting like a constant force, right? So in this figure, it has been given this Zener has a constant reverse voltage of Vz, clear, and the forward voltage drop of the Zener diode is given as 0.7. Let us see how it will work. During the positive off cycle nothing but here it will be plus. Let us during positive off cycle this will be plus and this will be minus. During positive off cycle, your this is your positive. Input will be like this, right? This is your input. This is positive off cycle and this is negative off cycle. This is your input voltage, right? This is your input voltage. Now coming to the positive off cycle. Now we will consider each half cycle one time. We will consider this half cycle right now. During this half cycle, what happens? Your diode is in reverse bias condition. Your reverse bias condition nothing but your up to some voltage, up this voltage is increasing, right? This is increasing. Before reaching the peak value, once after reaching Vz, nothing but Zener breakdown voltage, then breakdown occurs. After that voltage, it will maintain constant voltage until there is whatever may be the increment, it will maintain constant voltage. That nothing but it will maintain a constant voltage like this. Actual your sinusoidal waveform is like this. Clear? But this part will be clipped. This part will be removed. Why removed? Because once this point is been reached, above this, whatever may be the input voltage, the Zener will provide at the output a constant voltage. Hence, you are getting this value. This was your input, and this will be removed. Why removed? Because once its breakdown occurs, it the Zener diode will be having constant voltage source Vz, and the output will be Vz irrespective of the magnitude of input current. Even though the input voltage is increasing, this will remain Vz. Up to which point? Whenever there is increment. After this point, suppose let us say a Vz something like let us assume 5 volts. Once your input voltage is more than 5 volts, 6 volts, 7 volts, 8 volts, let us assume this peak is 10 volts. From 5 to 10, nothing but 6 volts, 7 volts, 8 volts. This value is 6 volts. This is also 6 volts. Suppose if you take any waveform like this, suppose if I am saying this as 10 now and this as 5, nothing but your Vz. Vz as I am taking as 5. Here it will be 6, here also it will be 6, here it will be 7, here also it will be 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. There will be increasing as well as decreasing, but the values will vary from 5 to 10. Up to 5 it will limit. After 5, suppose if there is 4 voltage, then the 4 will it just follows the input waveform. Hence the your for this circuit the output is this. This you will get during the positive off cycle. Instead of this, you will get this one, where this value is your VCL. Yeah. Now this is about positive off cycle. Now coming to the negative off cycle. How the negative off cycle will be there. Let's see the negative off cycle. Negative off cycle, what happens? This is negative and this is positive. When this is negative, your diode is in forward bias condition, right? When your diode is forward bias condition, nothing but your negative is connected to cathode of the terminal and positive connected to anode. In this condition, your diode is in forward bias. Forward bias is nothing but almost short circuit. Your diode is in short circuit condition. The current is starting flowing like this. As this is in the negative half cycle, the current will be flowing like this. Instead of anti-clockwise, it will be flowing like this. The current will be flowing like this in this direction. In this direction. This is the position of the current. Now, when this is flowing, approximately, let us assume R is having less and the drop is almost negligible. Then this input voltage will be followed by the output voltage. Output voltage, and this has a drop of 0.7. Whenever it is forward bias, it has a drop of 0.7. As this is negative and this is positive, your drop will appear something like this. Your drop will be like this. Your drop indicates like this, then this is your negative 0.7 voltage. Now this about beyond this, it will be 0. Everything beyond this will be flipped off. This is your forward voltage, that is minus 0.7. You will get instead of this negative cycle, instead of this negative cycle, this will be removed and you will get a constant voltage of minus 0.7. Why minus 0.7? Because cathode is at the top and anode is at the bottom. And you will have a forward voltage drop of 0.7 volt. For entire cycle it is forward bias, right? In forward bias there is no breakdown like that. So it will have a constant voltage of minus 0. Similarly, if you take this one, this is in reverse position. If you see. Here, the forward voltage will be 0.7. Nothing but your during positive off cycle, your diode is in forward bias condition. During positive off cycle, it is in forward bias condition, and the forward voltage drop is 0.7. Hence, during the positive off cycle, you will get 0.7 as the constant voltage of the positive. Now coming to the negative half cycle, during negative half cycle, this will be minus, this will be, sorry, this will remain same, right? During negative half cycle, what happens? During negative half cycle, very simple. During the negative half cycle, this will be minus, this will be plus. If this is minus and this is connected to anode, and minus connected to anode will make it as a reverse bias. With reverse bias, what happens? Up to Vz, here the voltage will remain it just follows the input input waveform. Once the breakdown occurs, then the constant voltage of Vz appears across the diode. As this is plus and this is minus, and the reverse voltage nothing but it will appear like minus and plus. Hence it is minus Vz instead of plus Vz. Here the reverse voltage will be appearing this plus, this is minus. Reverse voltage will be Vz. Here it will be opposite. The direction of the anode and cathode are reversed, so the reverse voltage will be opposite. Reverse voltage opposite nothing but your output will be restricted to minus Vz. All the waveform that is existing beyond Vz minus Vz will be cancelled. Suppose your Vz is minus 5 volts. Your minus Vz is minus 5 volts. Minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 10, everything will be cancelled like that. Everything will be clipped off beyond this, and that your voltage will be maintained minus 5 in the reverse bias condition. This is the waveform. Just opposite here plus Vz, here minus Vz, and here minus 0.7, here it is plus 0.7, because the diode is in this position here and in this position. This is how you will do that. Now let us see the another possibility. Suppose there are two diodes, D1 and D2. This has a breakdown voltage of VZ1 and this has breakdown voltage of VZ2. Let us assume it. Yeah. Then what happens? Take the D1 will follow this type of waveform and D2 will follow this type of waveform. And the combination will be D1 will follow this. So here also it will be minus 0.7, here also it will be plus 0.7, and your waveform will appear like this. The combination of this. During the positive off cycle, one will be forward bias, one other will be reverse bias. During the negative off cycle, one will be forward bias, one will be reverse bias. And during the positive off cycle, plus minus nothing but your D1 will be forward bias. During the negative off cycle, minus plus plus the D2 will be forward bias. When D1 is forward bias, D2 will be reverse bias. When D2 is forward bias, D1 will be reverse. And D1 has a voltage of VZ1. That VZ1 will be reverse voltage, right? This is anode. This will be minus and this will be plus. This is VZ1. VZ1 will be like this. And coming to here, the VZ1 will be plus minus. This is VZ2. During this VZ2 occurs only when you are during the positive offset. Yeah, plus 0.7 will be appearing across this, and here you will get minus 0.7 for VZ1. This is VZ1, and this is VZ. Like this is how you will get the waveform. Similarly, you can just change the position like this. D2 position changes to D1, D1 position to changes to D2, then you will get waveform like this, where this is plus 0.7 and this is minus 0.7. Instead of this waveform, you will get this waveform. Like that, you can change any modification and solve the diode characteristics. How the output voltage will be there. Now let us see one pure example uh, of big circuit. Here, although the precise supplies typically use IC type of regulator, xenon diodes can be used alone as a voltage regulator. Very, very important. What is the basic application of xenon diode? Xenon diode will be used in voltage regulation application. Xenon diode is the best example for voltage regulator. For voltage regulator applications, your xenon diode is very, very, very important. This is one of the best examples for your voltage regulator applications. As with all the troubleshooting techniques, we must know what is normal. Let us see this circuit. This is the 110 volt 60 watt supply coming here from the primary of the transformer. Now from the secondary, this 110 volts has been reduced and this transformer is step down transformer, right? This transformer is step down transformer, and this step down transformer, something like in market you will get 12 0 12 or 9. This is 12 0 12 transformer. You will get 12 0 12 transformer. Here in India, the input AC voltage is 230 volt 50 hertz, right? This will be reduced, and you will get in the market 230 by 1 12 0 12 transformer or 230 by 909. These are the two different types of transformers that are available. This is the voltage is stepping down. The voltage is stepping down to 9 volts, and here it is 12 volts. Now this is a full bridge rectifier. In full bridge rectifier, what happens? two diodes operate in one. During positive off cycle, two diodes operate, and during the negative off cycle, two diodes operate. Now, if you see which diodes are forward bias, which diodes are reverse bias. If it is plus and this is minus, if this plus is connected to this one, this will be forward bias, and this plus is connected to this one, this will be reverse bias, this will be reverse bias, and then the current always flows from P to N. Then cannot flow like this. So it will choose another path. What is that another path? This is the path. Here this is the path, and this is how it will start moving. And here this is ground, and it will allow flow of current like like from ground like this. From like continuous cycle like continuous cycle. And here you will find the surge resistor, and now surge resistor nothing but it will reduce the the sudden rise in voltage that can be reduced here. Here if you see a C filter is RF. C filter, what happens? C filter, as we have studied in C filter, your voltage will be made constant. C filter, what happens? Your voltage will be made constant, and constant voltage is maintained across the terminal. Now here this C will reduce the voltage and will maintain a constant voltage of 24 volts. Now at the output you are getting something like at this point nothing but output of the rectifier. As it is a bridge rectifier and full wave rectifier, during the positive off cycle two diodes will conduct, and during the negative off cycle two diodes will conduct. Nothing but from 0 to 5 two diodes will conduct, from 5 to 2 pi another two diodes will conduct. Let us say D1 and D2 and will be in the positive off cycle, D3 and D4 will conduct in negative off cycle. From this you will obtain average value of DC, nothing but your average DC value, that is you will get around 2 Vm by 5. This is the value of DC you will be getting, something like 2 Vm by 5, where Vm is the maximum voltage. Maximum voltage nothing but this one. This is your Vm. 2 Vm by 5 will be the how you will be getting average value, as we have already discussed. Average value can be found by 0 to 2 pi, 0 to t integral v dt. Here v omega dt, it will be omega dt. From 1 by t nothing but in here omega t, it will be 1 by 2 pi. Whole time period is 2 pi. From 0 to pi, you will have plus Vm sin omega t, and from 5 to 2 pi, from 5 to 2 pi, you will have negative voltage, that is minus Vm sin omega t. Okay. And next, after solving this, you will get 2 Vm by pi as your average value. This 2 Vm by pi will be having a combination of AC as well as DC. AC as well as DC is nothing but there will be some sort of ripple. Now, by using capacitor filter, we will reduce that ripple and we will bring the voltage waveform to like this, something like this, which we have already studied. This is the approximately constant voltage with a less amount of ripple, and this ripple is uh, this after this filter we are obtaining a constant voltage of somewhere around 24 volts. This 24 volts is maintained, and again from here, suppose I want 14 volts or something like that, then we'll use another resistor in order to get the drop. From 24, you will get some drop, and the Zener diode, which suppose for that particular application, I need a voltage of something like 15 volts. 15 volts nothing but I will choose the Zener diode having a breakdown voltage of VZ50. Now at 24 volts after the C filter whatever is coming, you have to reduce it to 50. Now corresponding resistor value will be chosen in order to make that 24 minus 15. It will be around something 9 volts. That 9 volts will be uh, gone under top. This 9 volts will appear like this, and 9 volts is nothing but you will get around 9 by 180. 1 by 20, it will be something like 50 milliampere. This will, this will be your current flowing through the 180 ampere, and this is taken as log, and this VZ is maintained around 15 volts across the load resistance. Then calculating the V out, you will get around some 14.8 by using the digital multimeter. Approximately you need 50 and you are getting 14.8. At this position, the Zener diode is used. Suppose if I want 15 volt, but I am even after using C filter, I am getting 24 volts. Where I have to supply that 9 volts. I have to supply that 9 volts such that you need a device which maintains the constant voltage across the output. If I want to maintain constant voltage of 15 volts across the output, then I have to use the application called Zener voltage, which is used for the voltage regulation purpose. In order to regulate the output voltage of the full wave bridge rectifier after using the filter from 24 volts, so I need to regulate it to 15 volts. I want 15 volts regulated DC output. Then I will go for a device called your Zener diode. In this way, Zener diode has many numerous applications in voltage regulation purpose. The basic application of Zener diode is your voltage regulation. When you are able to do voltage regulation, then that is a basic best application for your Zener diode working. Now, a proper functioning xenon will work to maintain the output voltage within certain limit, with, even though there is a change in load. Whatever may be the change in load, here whatever may be the change in load, this xenon diode will make sure that the desired output voltage only appearing. Whatever may be the xenon change in load, this will make ensure that the regulated output voltage was around 15 volts. This shaded region from here to here along with the 180 ohm resistor is called regulator circuit, and this is a filter circuit with a surge resistor in series in order to have a drop across the surge resistor. This is one of the most important applications of Zener diode. So similar that type of application. If I want 24 volt, I don't need extra device, and I will use the regulator here. And if I am getting this one, the same thing has been referred, but here there is no load. In the previous case, if you observe, there is a load of 289 ohms, and here there are no load changes because there is no load, and here you will get an voltage of 24 volts because this Zener diode will have maintained voltage of 24 volts. Now, open Zener diode cannot be detected by full load measurement in this case. Here, when an open, the full unregulated is nothing but not regulated voltage. Here, we will be present at the output without a load. In some cases, with full or partial loading, open xenon could remain undetected. This type of application is called open xenon applications. This will remain undetected if in this case there is no load, and here there will be open xenon diode cannot be detected by the full load measurement in this case. Now, with excessive Zener impedance, the voltage would be higher than the normal. Suppose if the impedance of the Zener diode is excess, then the voltage which was appearing as 14.8 volts in the previous application will be 20 volts, or it is less than the full unregulated DC output. Unregulated DC output. Here the unregulated DC output is 24 volt. Here the regulated DC output will be 14.8 or 15 volt. And if I increase, or if the Zener excessive impedance will be there, then the voltage will be higher than the normal. Normal voltage is your 15 volts and it is 20 volts. This 24 is unregulated one. After using the regulator, your 24 volts has been coming like 15 volts. This regulated voltage can also be higher. Instead of 15, we will get 20 when there is excessive Zener impedance. And coming to the summary of this Zener diode application, summary we can say this Zener diode always operates in reverse breakdown, and the Zener diode maintains a nearly constant voltage across the terminals over a specified range of current. That range will be the minimum Zener current to maximum Zener current. That is the range of currents. Minimum Zener current to the maximum Zener current. Now coming to the line regulation is the maintenance of a specific voltage with changes in the input voltage. Whatever is the change in input voltage, we can maintain line regulation as constant, or the regulated voltage will be maintained at a specific amount of voltage that can be maintained due to with the use of Zener diode. That specific voltage is the voltage that appears across the Zener diode when it is in reverse bias. Once the breakdown occurs, it will have a constant output voltage across the Zener diode. That voltage is your specific voltage. This load regulation is the maintenance of a specific voltage for different loads. The load regulation is a property where you can maintain a specific or a constant voltage for different loads. Suppose if there are n number of loads, you can maintain a constant voltage across each load irrespective of the change in input voltage, or irrespective of the change in load. Wherever there is also load changes, the Zener diode will ensure there will be a load regulation. Nothing but the maintenance of the specific voltage across the different loads. Now coming to the other diode types used for the radio frequency purpose, such as varactor diode, Schottky diode, and pin diode. Pin diode is nothing those diodes which is used in microwave attenuation and switching. This is also one of the types of special diodes. This is about your old diodes. We have covered almost all the diodes. Uh, Now we'll be left with the we have covered the rectifier topics also in the previous classes. Now we'll be uh, talking only about the remaining applications. And, after this, we have left with clippers and clampers. We'll study about the clippers and clampers in coming classes. After that, we'll be finishing this topic of unit 1 for diodes. Next, we'll be moving towards transistors. Yeah.